Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop of New York and the president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, took part in the papal conclave. He now joins us live from the Vatican. Cardinal Dolan, great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt, Savannah. Good morning, America. Matt and Savannah, get over here. We miss you.
I'm going to be there on Sunday night or Monday, so you're buying dinner. Let me start with
you owe me carbonara.
All right, it's a deal. Let me start with the dynamic. There was much talk going into the conclave of a tug of war between two camps, the old guard, the Curia, the government of the Vatican, who wanted to preserve the status quo, and the reformers who wanted to see the church move in a new direction. Which side won?
I got to be honest with you, Matt. Within the Sistine Chapel, I didn't sense that tug of war. I sensed a rather remarkable, resigned consensus that we needed a man, obviously, who's holy. We call him our Holy Father. A man of theological precision, like Benedict was and John Paul. We also needed a man, though, who had a good track record of sound, effective pastoral governance. And we got one. And I think as the Cardinals began to look around and see the kind of man that we wanted, Jorge Bergoglio came to the fore. People apparently, the old timers, the veteran Cardinals, gratefully remembered him from the last time when he was there among them. And the more we got to listen to him, to know him, to hear our brother Cardinals speak about him, it was pretty clear that's where the Holy Spirit was leading us.
Do you think that some Cardinals, Cardinal Dolan, felt an obligation to choose a pope from the Americas, from Latin America, given the strength and the growth of the church in that region of the world?
I don't know, Matt, if I'd use the word obligation. I think that added to the many attractive features that we already sensed in Cardinal Bergoglio, now Pope Francis. In addition to the ones that I just mentioned to you, the fact that he knew a lot of languages, and the fact that he was from Latin America, the fact that he had a particularly radiant solicitude for the poor, those were almost, that was almost gravy that made even more attractive a man who had the sound qualities that we already needed. So I think that was part of it. I think that made him, that enhanced his attraction for us.
In our time together, you've always encouraged me to speak frankly, and I hope you understand what I'm about to say in the tone it's intended. Sure. I think when he stepped out onto the loggia yesterday, there was some stunned silence for a second. I think some had expected a younger man. He's 76. Some had expected someone who at least visually seemed to epitomize a more modern church. When you looked at that image of the new pope standing with some members of the church hierarchy, visually, Cardinal Dolan, it didn't exactly scream a modern church. Do you understand what I mean?
I do, Matt, and I appreciate your candor. By the way, I just enjoyed, here with Natalie, watching the events from last night because I hadn't seen them. We were behind the scenes, literally, so I didn't get to see much. So thanks for showing them again. I know what you mean, but we always say this, the long-term people who watch the Church Universal, and I'd count you among them, you have the balcony moment. But then the real pontificate begins today. And that's where we're going to begin. That's where we're going to begin to watch. We Cardinals noticed some things immediately that he was doing differently. I don't know if we got time to go into them. Would you like me to list a few?
Just give me one.
Very simple. When the protocol calls for all the cardinals to come up, as soon as he's elected pope and changes, they put the white chair out up on an elevated platform. He's to sit there while we come up to express our love, gratitude, and allegiance. When the MC said, Holy Father, up here, he said, no, I'm standing down here. All right, so he greeted each of us as brothers down literally on the same level we were. You heard the story? When we left to go over to St. Martha, where we've all been staying, where he's been staying with us, they had his limo ready. He got back on the bus with us, like he had been doing for the whole conclave. Those are little signs that send signals, Matt. You mentioned an important signal last night in the balcony. You mentioned some of the pluses and minuses of that. But, boy, let's watch close because I think we're going to see a lot of renewal.
Real quickly, personal disappointment at all, Cardinal Dolan? Your mom was interviewed, by the way, and she said about you not being chosen as the next pope, I'm feeling relieved. It's not that he wouldn't have been good for the church. I know he would have, and he would have done a great job, but I want him here. Spoken like a true mother. Any thoughts of disappointment?
I haven't talked to I haven't talked to Mom yet, but I sent her my love, and she's got a new grandson, which I'm happy about. I got a new great nephew, Charlie. I had relief, Matt, only because we got a pope and we got a darn good one. You listened to the people last night in the square. All they want is the Pope. We had Sede Vacante. The chair of St. Peter was empty. Now it's full again. And that gives us hope. That gives us renewal. That's the real relief that I sensed last night.
We'll see you in a couple of days over there. And I thank you for your time this morning, Your Eminence.
Good to be with you.
All right, great.